Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And, well, first of all, just marvel at this grid. Like there's nothing in it. There's 5 arrows in it. Apparently this is a solvable Sudoku. We'll get to that in a minute. If you like Arrow Sudoku, check out our Arrow Sudoku app. It's one of our most popular apps. And of course we have 5 others. They're all on URLs on the link in the description field, along with how to find Discord and Patreon and all that good stuff. We sincerely recommend them. And on Patreon, we are looking forward to bringing you Jovial's approachable set of puzzles at the beginning of the month. That's really going to be interesting. Do consider giving that a try. So do consider joining Patreon, basically. Anyway, that's all for the future. Let's have a look at this puzzle now. You can try this on the link under the grid. And as I say, how can it be? Florian Wertmann has come up with something here that just looks amazing to me. A knight's archery. So there's the clue. There is a knight's move restriction. So 2 cells a knight's move apart can't contain the same digit. But apart from that, all we've got is normal Sudoku rules and arrow rules, which means that the digits on an arrow add up to the number in the attached circle. And that's it. That's all we've got. I'm feeling nervous, but you give it a try if you fancy it. I'm going to start now. Wish us both luck. Let's get cracking. Okay, let's start with the longer arrows because, frankly, there's nothing else to go on. These 2 arrows have 3 cells in one box and 1 cell in another. So I know that their digits can't be more than 5 because those 3 cells can't add up to more than 8. In fact, there must be a 1 in each of those runs because they can't add up to more than 8. Then we get either 1, 2, 3 because these couldn't add up to less than 6 as well. And then in the circles, we get 7, 8, or 9. So it's something. I'll tell you what I also know is that the cells outside the box must be repeat digits. Let me try and explain that. On the arrow, if these 4 cells contain different digits, that would add up to at least 10, which is impossible. So there must be a repeat digit, and it can't be within those 3 because they have to be different for the box. Same's true here. So that's something we know, but I don't know how it helps. I mean, I suppose that cell can't be repeated there because of the knight's move, but that doesn't work over this side. So what else? Okay, well let's use the, oh my goodness, let's use the knight's move restriction. Those 3 cells all see this cell and this cell. I get it. Okay, they can't be 1s now. And this is suddenly important. Now, I didn't think this arrow was as useful as the others because it's got 2 in one box and 2 in another. So it doesn't say anything about repeat digits. You don't have to have any number bigger than a, well, I mean, they could be 1, 2 and 1, 2 equals 6 at the minimum, but they are not. And they're probably not. Anyway, they can't all be different for exactly the same reason. So there's either 1 or 2 repeat digits on this arrow. Anyway, what I've just noticed, let's start with that. Those must contain a 1, and therefore these 2 cells, which see them all, cannot contain the 1. There must be a 1 on this arrow. That's it. Because otherwise these are 2, 3, 2, 3, and they add up to 10. So there is a 1, or maybe 2, and they're in these cells because they can't be in those. And look, those cells see this cell, so this can't be the 1. And each of them sees one of these. So there is only 1 1 on this arrow. And the rest of it must be filled with 2 2s and a 3 at least. So this is an 8 or a 9. Good grief. That has to be right. Oh, hang on, this can't be a 1 because it sees all of these 3 cells see that 1. There is a 1 in those. This isn't a 1. This is where the 1 is on the well, on the diagonal on that arrow. I don't know how else to describe it, on the 2 box arrow. So this is where 1 is here. 1, there we go. That can't be a 1 now. Okay, well that's interesting. And the rest of this is 2s and 3s with maybe a 4 there. Yes, there's only 1 degree of freedom. This could be an 8, in which case we've got a 2-3 pair and a 2. But it could be a 9, in which case we could have a 2-4 pair, but there's definitely a 2 in those cells. Oh, and this is either 2 or 3, and look, that sees both of these. So now we've lost one of the degrees of freedom here. This can't be a 2-3 pair, because that cell couldn't be filled. So in this box, these add up to at least 7. So this can't be a 3, that can't be a 7. That takes away the degree of freedom, and they're a knight's move apart, which is more than suspicious. So these are different. So if that's a 9, then we have a degree. Oh, then we have an 8 here. These are all minimum. So a 1 there, a 2-4 pair there, 3 here, and a 2-3 pair here. This can be a 2-3 pair. Oh yeah, this can be a 1. Okay, I was thinking that was ruling things down up here, but I don't see that anymore. 1, there's a 1 down here. Oh, hang on, those both see that cell. So that's not a 1. So the 1 in this central box is in one of those 2, and now we know where 1 is on this arrow. Perfect, there it is. There it is, I say. One there. Doesn't give me much else, does it? I suppose those can't be a 1, and now those can't be a 1. So there's oh, and that can't be a 1. I was going to say there's probably a 1 on this arrow. Oh, but that would stop there being a 1 here. Hang on. If this is a 9, then we've got 8 here. Then this is a 1. But if this is an 8, these are all minimum. That's a 2-3 pair. That's a 2. Suddenly this is a 3-4 pair, and that has to be 1 again. So this is always 1. Good Lord. Okay, 1 there, 1 there. Now it's 1 here and 1 here. The significance of this 1 is that there's no 1 on these. Right. So if this is a 9, that makes this an 8, which makes this a 2-4 pair. 3 here, and this is impossible. If this is a 9, it is not possible, because we get 8 there, we get a 2-4 pair there. That gives us 3 here, a 3-2 pair here, and they see both of these cells. And they therefore can't be 2 or 3, they must be 4 or 5, and we get a second 9 in the box. Good God. I mean, literally brain in meltdown after that. I'm certain this is right. If this is a 9, it makes that an 8 on the knight's move. They become a 2-4 pair. That's 3, that's 3, that's 2. These are 4 and 5, that's 9. It's not possible. I mean, I bet you that is how you have to do this. I mean, if you don't like that look ahead logic, I'm sorry, but my goodness, that is incredibly, incredibly clever. And so the fact that you can't repeat 9s in those makes this an 8. Now this is an absolute minimum. So that's a 2-3 pair. We get a 2 here. Now we know there's no 2 there. So it has to be a 3-4 pair, making this 9. That works fine. Now you still get 2-3 looking at this pair. So that's a 4-5 pair and 9 there. My Lord. Right, 9 and 9 gives us another 9. That's a 3-4 pair looking at this cell. So that's 2, 3 there, 4 there, 3 there. That 3 sees these two. 1, 2, 4. So they definitely include a 2. And either a 4 or a 5. That can't be 7 anymore, but it doesn't quite reach these 9s. That 4 can't be in there, so 4's in one of those. And that's quite interesting because 4's also in one of those cells. So in boxes 2 and 5, 4 is in columns 5 and 6. So where's the 4 in column 4? Not there, it's got to be down here. We can look at that as covering those cells and that one in box 7. So no, we put a pencil mark 4 in there and another one over here. So these are from what, 5, 6 and 7. Oh, well hang on, look at this group. Right, imagine there wasn't a 5 in this group of cells, that it was 2, 6, 7. Where would they go? Up here. Well, there's only 2 cells for them to go in. So that's not going to happen. So one of those is a 5. And that doesn't get anything else done. But it means these are from 4, 6 and 7. These are from 2, 6 and 7. Whichever cell that is up there. Now 3 is in those places in boxes 2 and 8. Oh, and 3 can't be here. Yes, 3 in row 6 must be here. That's pretty. What else can we do? Two, 6, 7, 8. 8 is in one of those 2. I suppose in one of those 3. That's not that helpful. Oh, 3 in one of those, so that's not 3, nor are they. Again, not thrillingly constrained, unfortunately. 4, those 4s don't both see anywhere interesting. Oh, bother. Right, think again. Those, no, that's not of any use. 1s, there's a 1 down here somewhere. 1s are in this horrible little bottom corner X-wing that's not resolving anything. So 2, 2, okay, one of those is a 2. Those can't be 2, so there's a 2 over here. I'm not going to mark that. It doesn't seem relevant, frankly. 4, 5. Oh, that 9 sees all of those. So there's a 9 in one of those 2. Oh, and that 9 sees both of those. And both of those. In fact, 9 in column 2 is either there or there, I think. Which is odd. Oh, hang on. What's going to happen if this is 8? Then the 9 in box 3 has to be in one of these 2 cells. The 9 in column 2 goes there, and that puts a 9 here. And that means 8 can't get in this box at all, because we've got an 8 there, that rules out those, we've got one there, that rules out those, and if we've put a 9 there, it doesn't work. So if you put 8 there, the 9s kill off the grid. That's absolutely bonkers, but it is true. So that's not an 8, that is a 9. Now, these are a 2-5 pair now, surely. Yes. Maths. Don't want to get the arithmetic wrong at this point. I feel like it's good work on this puzzle. Okay, 9, 9. One of those two is a 9. 9. This 2-5 pair. Oh. 1, 2, 4, 9. I am adding up that right. Because I'm now wondering, where does 4 go in this row? And I think it's got to be here, because it can't go there. Yeah, bingo. 4 is there. Okay, that's good. So that makes this a 5. That sees this. And now we know where 5 is in the middle. Good grief. And we're left with a 6-7 pair. Now they see this cell, so that is 2 or 5. They see this cell, so that is 6, 7, 2, 5, 1, 9, 4, 3 or 8, peculiarly. That's 6-7 pair I'm looking at. They both see that. They both see this one as well. Oh, that's 5 or 8 too. 1, 4, 3, yeah. 5 or 8. So those 6-7, they're quite powerful in combination. What is this now? These have to add up to, they have to be a 2 and a 4 at minimum. So that's 6, 7 or 9. Could be 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 7 or 4, 5. But that one sees a 2 and a 4. This one sees a 5. So this can't be a 7 either. They come down again to 2 possibilities each. Oh, this can't be 6 anymore because that's not 2 or 4. Okay. So 2 is, yeah, 2's been over here for a little while. 2, 6, 7 or 9 there. 4s. So one of those is a 4. Oh, these are that's beautiful. This 4 sees those 3 cells. This 4 sees those 3 cells. So we're left with one possibility in box 1. Right, that sorts out this one. This is not straightforward at all. 4, 4, yes, we can do 4 in row 3 and row 4. And therefore those two aren't 4s. And this is, and that fixes 9 down here. How charming. So we get a 9 in one of those 2 cells. That means this can't be 9. Up here, 9's in one of those 2. But we still don't really, I suppose one of those 3 is a 9. And we're left with kind of these positions for 9 in the grid that we haven't marked already. Okay. No, I was just thinking about 3s, but yeah, well, this 3 sees all of those cells. So 3 is confined to one of those 2. Then up here, it's one of those 3. Now what? Now what? Well, this is an interesting group of 4. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. They all see this cell. So that can't be any of those. And it also can't be 4 or 5. Or 1. So it's 2 or 3. How peculiar. Oh, hang on. We've got a 4 there. This is a 2. So that's a 3. That works. So no 3 there. In fact, 3 in one of those cells. Can we do any more? Yeah, no, no. What about this 2? 2 up there. Ah, that makes this a 5. What does that do? Nothing. It's irritating. So these are from 2, 6, and 7. 9. Ah, one of these is now a 7. It's either 257 or 279. So several cells can't be 7s, including those 2 and that one, which must be 6 or 8. In fact, this can't be a 7 as well. They both see that. So 7 is in one of these 2. What does that do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right. Oh, it does something actually. 7s in these 2 boxes are both in row 4 and 6. Oh, so 7 in row 7 is in one of these 2. Which again doesn't really advance us. Oh, that's quite interesting. If this was 7, because there must be a 7 on this line, it's going there, but then you can't put a 7 in box 5, so that's not a 7. What else? What else have we got going on? 5. Look at 5. Sorry, that 5's been screaming out. It can't be there, so that's 5. So I shouldn't have bothered considering what could go in this cell. I should have considered where does 5 go. Right, so that 5, oh yeah, 5's confined near the corner there. But in the same boxes, same cells as 2 can be in. Down there. Not going to mark those. What's going on here? 6, 7. Okay, we've got 6, 7, and 8 to place in this row. And 6, 7, 8, 9 in the next row. That's less appealing overall. Right, I'm going to colour these 6 and 7. So if that's blue and that's purple, then those aren't blue. So blue is up there somewhere with a 2. Purple is in one of those 2 cells with a 3 and an 8 in the column. Blue is in one of those 2. If it was a 7, it would have to be here. So that can't be blue because it's in one of those 2. So one of these 3 is blue. Although one of them could also be purple. That can't be purple. Is there anywhere that sees both a purple and a blue so is not 6 or 7? That would be very useful. The answer looks like no, or I can't spot it. Come on, what else is going on here? This, 6, 7, or 9. Maybe the fact, no, they don't all 3 see each other because those 2 could be the same. That's not right. Maybe we do need to find, okay, these 3 see each other. Oh, and they see this in a way. If that was 6, that would be 7, that would be 8, that would be impossible. Is that going to work for 7 as well? If that was 7, that would be 6, that would be 8, that would be impossible. So this is not 6 or 7. It has no colour. It is 3 or 8. But if it was 8, 6, 7, 6, so that is possible. Does that have to be the same as this 3 or 8? Not certain. 2, 9, 5, 1, 4. This also can't be 3. So this is 6, 7 or 8. Can we pull the same trick with that and with this? This again is 3, 6, 7 or 8. So these three see each other. So that could be a 6, 7, 8 triple if 3 was here. What would that mean? That would mean this was a 9 because that sees all 3 of them. Then we're just getting so complicated. If this was a 3, so if this was a 3, oh, I can't do it in my head virtually. These are the 2 possibilities for 3 in this row. It just feels like they're doing something, but I don't know what it is at all. This cell. Okay, this can't be an 8 because where would 8 go in this box? Not if it can't go in any of those cells and not there. No way. So, ooh, this is getting constrained now. So if this wasn't a 3, if this was 6 or 7, then these would be the other and an 8. Oh, hang on. So if this is 3, oh no, I thought I was going to get... Hang on. If this is 3, that's an 8 and that's an 8. This is an 8 because you get a 6, 7 pair in row 4. So if this is a 3, we get 8s in all these positions. Surely we can do something with... Oh yeah, 8 there. Already got 8 there. 8 here, 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 and up here. So if this is 3, we place all the 8s just like that. Alternatively, this is 3 though. Then one of the 8s is definitely here because this becomes 6 or 7 and this triple has to all be different. So we get an 8 in one of those positions. I don't know what it means. It feels like it means something. How about if this is 8, then that's 8, always, always. So then that's 8. So if this is 8, that's 8. But if this is 3, one of these is 8. So one of those is always 8. Is that any use? One of those is always 8. I don't think that is any use. How frustrating. Okay, one of these is a 7. So I've already used that for this cell once. If this is 6, then 6 is blue. And 7's purple. Oh, does that always have to be the same as this because these are different? Is that because these are different? Is that something? No, that could be the same as that. Okay, that's not anything. One of these two... Oh, one of these two is 8. Stopping one of these two being 8. So if that's 3, that's 8. If that's 3, hang on, if that's 3, no, I'm wrong. Am I wrong? If that's 8, that's 8. That's what's going on. I thought I was just proving that that was 8 either way, but I don't think I am. If that's 3, then this is a 6, 7, 8 triple. And they're all seeing that. That becomes 9. So if that's 3, that's 9, that's 9, that's 9. And it hasn't resolved anything about 3s up here at all. Although it's made that a 5, 5 up there, 5 in one of those. No. I mean, the look ahead on this puzzle is so rampantly difficult. 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 9, 1. That can't be those. 1, 2, 4, 5, 9. That's 6, 7, or 8, which seems to be a common thread with cells here. That sees all these 3. Which, yeah, I've done that already, didn't I? That's probably how I got 8 out of this. But if this is 6, that's a 6, and 6 is there. And this is quite difficult to keep going, isn't it? If that's 6, 6 is now purple because of that one, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's fine. So we got a 6 there. The 6 in column 8 would now have to be here. So this is all based on if this is 6, because it's so difficult to place here. But if it's 7, that's 7 as well. And it's kind of the reverse, although I suppose it'll be a bit different. 7 is purple then. So if this is 6 or 7, it's purple, which is quite interesting. Again, it would be there. No, I was going to say it's going to place 3 in the bottom row, but it's not. But it could be 3, and with that 3, we'd get a 3 here and a 3 here, and we'd be fine. Oh man, what do we do here? What's this? 2, 5, 1, 4, 8. And 3. So that's 6, 7, or 9. Now if that's 7, we get a 7 here. Then it's purple. If it's 7, it's purple. It's 7 there. There. I thought that was going to break, and it totally survived. They both see that, but if they were restricted to 2 possibilities, that would be all right. But it's not helpful now. 2. Maybe I just haven't focused enough on 2s and 3s, which I seem to have had in some abundance early on. 6 and 7 as a pair. What am I meant to be looking at now? They're not the same though. I don't know what to be thinking. If that's an 8, that's a 3. And so's that and that. Then we'd have 3s there. We'd have an 8 here. Ah, it would definitely put an 8 there. So those would be 8s. Then what? Then what? We'd have an 8 in one of those two positions. And what? I don't know what that means. Can that be 6 or 7 there? What does it mean? What am I looking at? Okay, if that was 6 or 7, then we do have an 8 there. Then we do have a 3 here. This is if this is 6 or 7, then one of these 3 needs to be 8. So we get 8 there. So there's definitely an 8 in one of those two cells. What does that prove? Come on, Mark, find what that proves. It doesn't prove anything. It also means, I think it means that there's an 8 in one of those cells. If there's an 8, got to be an 8 in one of those cells. Doesn't it mean there has to be an 8 in one of those? How would these survive without being an 8? Because I'm trying to prove that that's a 6. If those survive without being an 8, how are we going to fit 2 8s in the row? I suppose 1 here and 1 here, and 1 here, 1 here. This is without either of these being an 8. Oh, don't tell me it works. I can't handle it. 8, 8. Maybe it does. Maybe it's because I haven't ruled that out. 2, 9, 5, 1, 4, 3. That is 6, 7, or 8 as well as all the other ones. So look, that's a triple now as well. That has to be a 6, 7, 8 triple because they all see each other. So the only way for that to be an 8 is if that one is. And what does that mean? Oh, well, that would mean that was a 6. Ah, so okay, so if that's an 8, the only way for that to be an 8 is if that one is. Is that the same as saying that can't be? No, it isn't. No, it wretchedly isn't. One of those. Does one of those have to be an 8? If that was 3 and that was 6, we'd have 6 or 7 there. We'd have an 8 in one of those two. I feel like I'm just nearly clutching it and not getting it. There must be a way this works. There must be a way that there's a set of 3 all seeing each other. It just feels like those matter. What is going on there? Can that be a 6, 7, 8 triple not involving a 3? Oh, I cannot see it. Feel like I'm on the verge here. If that was 6, then we'd have a 6 here, wouldn't we? 6 would be purple. So that would be 6. 6 would be purple, so one of those two would be 6, but 6 would have to be in one of those two, so we'd know that it was there. And 6 in column 8 would have to be here. Then we'd have a 6 up here. And that works infuriatingly. And it's almost the same if that's 7, 7, 7. I think I've looked at this before. Then we get a 7 here. 7 is purple. But it can be a 3. Although that makes this a 6, 7 pair and puts 8 there. I don't know what I'm thinking anymore. Oh, so close here to breaking through. If I'm just missing some ordinary scanning number, it will be the most upsetting thing ever. 9s. I don't think I am, but then I would say that. 5s have to be here. Why can't I finish off any of these ordinary numbers? 5s have to be up there. One of those two, and then I think it's all of those. That's so irritating. Is this a bit restricted? 5, 2, 1, 4, 9. Not really. 3, 6, 7 or 8 there. 3 there would mean a 3 there in row 3. But that just doesn't force these quite as much as I feel they need to be. How about this cell? That sees all of those. 3, 4, 1. But it has to come from one of these cells. Not that one, sorry. 1, 3, 5, 2, 6 or 7. So it's 2, 5, 6 or 7. It's just not a thing. Come on, I'm going to persevere here. I'm going to crack through this somehow. Don't know how. What if that was a 7? Then we'd have a 7 here. Don't know why I'm even looking at this. We'd have a 7 there specifically, actually. One of those would be a 7. We know one of those is a 7. Seven would be blue, I believe. No, I'm not. In fact, no. 7 would be pink. If that was a 7, that's a 7. Now we know that 7's pink because of this cell. So we've got 7s in slightly unusual positions now. 7 there. One of those is a 7. That's a 7, so we know where it is. Then one of those two and one of those two. So obviously this one, therefore we would all be done on 7s. If that was a 7. It's so frustrating how we keep coming up with possibilities that work when I just want to falsify one of them somewhere. I liked this triangle of numbers, but it didn't quite give me what I needed. If that's not a 3, so if that's a 3, this is a 6, 7, 8 triangle. Then that's the same as that. I just don't know which one would be the 8. But if it's an 8, then you have 6 and 7 here. In fact, because that one is blue, so if that's an 8, that's blue. This one is the purple one. So if this is an 8, we get purples here, purple in one of those. In fact, purple is 6, that's probably worth knowing. If this is an 8, purple is 6, come on. Just don't know where it goes here. I don't know, I just can't restrict this stuff enough. these two both see that. But, okay, so if there was a 9 there, that's a 6-7 pair, and that becomes a 2, which is quite interesting, as these two cells can't be 6 and 7 anymore. So if there's a 9 there, and we get a 2 here, then what? We get a 9 here and here. That's become a 6-7 pair, so that's become a 2. Come on. It'd be nice to know which of these was a 9, because one of them would force a 3 into one of 2 cells, and one would force a 5. Right, so if there's a 9 there, giving us that 6-7 pair, we get a 2 here. Ah, we'd also get a 3-8 pair in these cells. 3, 8, 1, 4, 9. So we'd have a 9, a 3, 8 pair at the top and bottom. Oh, I can't see what it does. I bet it does something. Alternatively, that's a 9, and then we have a kind of 9 X-wing in those cells. But we've also pushed 5 into there in this case. I don't know, maybe it's all about this arrow. Maybe it is all about this arrow, in which case 7 and 9 is probably the constrained variant. Yes, actually, I know 7's in one of those 2 cells, so that's not a 7. Ah, and this is a triple. Does that mean 7's in one of those 2? No, it doesn't, because that could be a triple involving a 3 or an 8. Bother. This also is not a 7. Or this. Good grief. Why have I not tidied that stuff up when I marked the 7 in? Right, so 7, 9 there gives a 2, 6 pair there, 8 here. So this is a 7, 9 pair then. 6, 8, that becomes a 7. We've got 7's there if we're using a 7, 9 pair. Obviously blue is then 7. 2 blues up there. Oh, this can't be 7 because it sees both these positions for 7. I've really not used those at all. So this has now become 3 or 6. So if that's an 8, that's not an 8, that is. If that's a 3, finally, this is a Y-wing. If that is a 3, that's a 6, that's an 8. If that's an 8, the 8 in row 4 is also here. That is an 8. Oh my word. It's a breakthrough, Jim, but not as we know it. Okay, that's an 8. Now what does that mean? That means this is not an 8. This is 6 or 7, and it's got to be purple. I don't know if this colour scheme's any use at all. Oh look, a 3, 8 pair now. Okay. Well, this is stuff I didn't know before. That 3, 8 pair both sees this cell, which 4, 1, 2, 3, 8. Not that helpful. Oh my word. Now, this is blue. This is 6 or 7, isn't it? So that's blue. So there's a blue in one of those cells. Oh, this could be 2-9. That's annoying. 6 or 7. So if this is still, this is quite interesting. If this is 6, that's 6. But if it's 3, well, if it's 3, that's 8 and that's 6. Ah, and 6 is always down here. So whether this is 3 or 6, that can't be a 6. If it's 6, that can't be a 6. If it's 3, that's 8, that's 6, and 6 is down here. So 6 is always down here in one of these two. So that's a 2-6 pair. And there's no 9 there. My goodness, this is doing my head in. Right, a 2-6 pair. So blue is 7. How about that, folks? Blue is 7. That's where it is down here. That's the blue one. That is not blue. One of those is a 7, so we don't have a 6 there. Purple, of course, is 6. I'm taking this slow now because this has killed me. Right, this is a 7-9 pair. I don't know which way round they go. I was expecting that to disambiguate them and it doesn't, but this is a 6-8 pair. Ooh, this is a 9. That's quite important because it's on the arrow. So we get a 7 there. Let's make that blue. Now, one of those is a 7. Oh, I don't know which one. Keep going with blue. One of those is a 7. Oh, 7 in row 3. That is here. So we know which is the 7 down here. That's not the 7. Let's blue them. And that cell, which is where the last, no, not the last, the box 4, 7 goes. That's a 9. Is that gonna, that fixes my 9s? All of them, maybe? Never mind if it is all of them, because it fixes this 5. That is not a 7. So 7s, remaining 7s are in a little 2x2 up there. Now what about these 6s? That's become a 2. That is not purple. This is a 3-8-6 triple. I don't know what to do with. Let's just pencil mark it like that because I don't dare do anything else. This is a 3-6-8 triple in column 3 as well. But this one can't be 6, nor, oh, look, nor can this. Right, I don't care if you can see things quicker than me now. I am taking some time over this because we are finally getting there. 8 and 3. This is an 8. 6, let's mark that in purple. 2-6 pair here, not resolved. That's not a 7, obviously. We've got 2, 5, and 6. 3 is here. That's not a 3. 6, 8. I don't know. 8. Oh, look, that 8 above is looking at that. So that's a 6. I'm going to make it purple. Oh, it doesn't resolve. Oh, it does resolve this cell. It doesn't resolve the 6-8 pair. But now we've got 1 and 8 in the column, and I still don't even know where they settle down. 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 9. This is 5 or 8. That's 1, 5 or 8. This is a 3-7 pair. Right, we can fill them in. That's all right. 7, 2. So let's make the 7s the right colour. Now, 7, 3, 2, 5, and 6. We can do the 2 first. Actually, I can't do the others, but they're a 5, 6 pair. I almost don't care how slow this finish goes because I am enjoying reaching what seems to be a finish at this point. And I have struggled with this puzzle and just persevered. Nothing else but perseverance is the story of this video. And I say I don't care, but it would be nice to finish it nonetheless. That is 6 or 8, isn't it? 9, 1, 2, 4, 7, 3, 5. This one, 1, 2, 6 or 8. Right, so what am I missing now? 2, 6 pair, 6, 8. There's some cheeky little knight's move somewhere, isn't there? Or a pair of cells. Yes, 8, looking at that. There we go. 6 and 8. 5 and 6. That's an 8. That's 1. That's 5. Yes, they're all done. Surely I can finish this as an 8. That's not 8 or 6. That's not 6 or 5, so it's 2. Oh boy, Florian, that was cruel. Let's colour all the 6s purple and all the 7s. Have we got all them? Yep, they're all blue. Press the tick with fear in my eyes and we're done. What a puzzle. 56 minutes. Okay, there we go. I'm sure you will point out where the strong man stumbled there, and I don't mind at all. But my goodness, that's tough. I'll be fascinated if anybody's flown through that in 20 minutes. Well done, Florian. That's a really interesting puzzle, and I'm delighted to have brought it to you, but I didn't know it was going to be that tough. Hope to see you soon on the channel. Bye for now.